Hey, hi, hello, and it is another episode of Point to Point. It is the show presented by 70% Complete that has me driving from one point to another and trying to get to the point. Today's point. What is today's point? Puzzles. Puzzles are good. This year has been slow for me, I think, on, quote unquote, new releases. I've been deep in the essay writing trenches. In previous episodes, we've talked about the backlog and how it be building. I've also talked a little bit about how I've rarely played a 2026 video game this year. That changes. One of the... I need to think about it. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first 2026 video game I have played. And it is by Inkle Studios, a video game called TR49. I don't know what it means. I'm playing it on mobile on my commute, and this is the classic puzzle game where I've been playing it on my commutes in the morning, and then I get off the train and I walk into my office, and then 6 hours later, 7 hours later, 8 hours later, if you're the boss man, I hop back onto my train, immediately start playing TR49, and in those intervening hours, I have not stopped thinking about the game. If you've played other Inkle games, it's not like any of those, I guess. It is a Dewey Decimal a document hunt game, but also has a narrative audio drama component, which is like really fucking cool. So basically you sit in front of a computer and you have to type in a 4-digit code, 2 alpha characters, and then 2 numeral characters. And those are associated with documents that are inside the computer. So it's kind of like it is like a Dewey Decimal thing, almost. Not actually Dewey Decimal, but you are typing in the signifiers for those documents, you're finding the documents, and then what you're supposed to do is the numbers that you are entering correspond to a catalog number, which is part... How to explain this? This kind of like threw me the first time I was playing it. But basically, you type in the catalog number, and that takes you to the catalog number, like the catalog entry, the index card, if you are an old head like me and remember when card catalogs were in libraries. You go to the card catalog entry, which has an excerpt from the book, and then it has notes from the person who has organized it there. And as you play the game, you find out that there are multiple people who are organizing things. There's some family relationship maybe between all of them. So you basically get an excerpt that's all garbled and messed up. And then once you get the excerpt, what you have to do is you attach the catalog number to the book that has an excerpt's name, which is really cool because it does the beautiful document hunt thing where you are moving from document to document to try to find the title. Because obviously the title is not going to be, like in the note attached to that title, you're not going to have a bunch of, this book titled such and such, made by this author, has me feeling X, Y, and Z way. So you have to basically cross-reference and bounce around to different references to find out what the title of that book is. And as you, once you connect the catalog entry with the title of the book, the machine kind of does this cool clearing up effect, and now you can hear the text that is in that book read out to you. So the garbled text becomes clear. And it's starting to tell this really wild, interesting story. I just came across a 7-part fiction book series that is about King Arthur who gets transported to Mars, and that's just really fucking neat. It's a really cool game, and then none of that, the only interface that you are playing with is the computer, which is this funny like circle screen, and then your four like clicky clacky alpha characters that you type in, and then you have just like you open up your inventory and it's basically just a bunch of references. So it's like all of the people who were there, like the press publisher names, what associated codes they have. There's like a cheat sheet reference at the front that has like, this is the code associated with Cecil, who if you type in the Cecil code on a entry that has locked notes behind it, it will reveal his notes for that, and you have to discover that code. There's like a growing mystery of why do you have a code in the book? It's really wild, and all of that is just like the actual gameplay puzzle parts of it. The part that's like really blowing me away is the audio drama background. You start this game by walking up to this computer, and you are tippy typing in this computer, and you are supposed to find a book. There is a concept of revisions, and what that could possibly mean, I don't know. I've got an inkling, and it doesn't sound good. But as you're doing this, you have another friend, Liam, who is talking to you throughout this, and it is like, it's like West Berlin up in here. Like, it's bad. It's bad. He's like hiding from soldiers, and the story is like really well paced. I feel like I'm only playing this about a half hour at a time right now, just because of the train. And I feel like I'm getting a chunky piece of world building and story that's going on as I'm playing the game. It's nuts. I am like head over heels in love with TR49. I know that, you know, Inkle has kind of like some, I really like Expelled. I think that game is not for everyone, which is fine. I didn't really love Overboard as much as I loved Expelled, but TR49 is one of those games that is reminding me that I continue to forget that Inkle also published Heaven's Vault, a game that is very much about deciphering language and exploring the cosmos. This game is very much about deciphering databases, which is fun. And then it's a lot of like lateral thinking about, you know, this person's name is, you know, Professor Kepler or whatever, and he died in 1923 and published a book 2 years before he died. And so, you know, a simple version of this is, okay, I'm going to guess that his entry is going to be PK, and he died in 23. He published 2 years before that, so PK21. And then the machine will magically zip you off like you're looking at some microfiche. Another thing that I don't know how often people remember what that experience was like. And then you zip off, and then you're looking at this garbled text, and you have to figure out what the title of this thing is. It's a really smart and really well done puzzle game. It seems like, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a late stage twist on this. I have discovered the amount of books I need to discover and also label and name. Like I said, there's some mystery stuff going on here. And the power of this machine and the notion of revision and what is actually going on in this world is so compelling. It is my favorite kind of stuff. Do not let the Fallout-esque looking machine that you are typing into dissuade you from thinking that there is nothing terribly extravagantly sci-fi happening, because I have an idea of what's happening, and it's buck wild, and I love it. The ability of computers and text is quite powerful in this world, I think. And what you are trying to do is my favorite thing to do in video games, and that is make sure the bad guys get it, and the bad guys, capitalists. I love this game. It's super cool, and you should try it out. I'm playing it on mobile right now. I think it's $7 on mobile, and if I remember correctly, it is also $7 on Steam, which is wild. Normally when mobile games, or when when PC games come out on mobile like this, I feel like they're rarely the same price, and that is very good that is happening. I will probably buy this on PC as well, just because it's really good. And I will say, like, normally when I play puzzle games like this, like even when I was playing like Golden Idol or Expelled, like I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to music, I'm kind of like double tasking as I'm riding the train into the office. But this game requires your attention. The story they are telling is very good. It is kind of paced out at your own pace, which is nice. Like you can hit the speaker button whenever you want, and like story will happen, like conversation will happen. It's just really cool. Go check out TR49. I will probably have a review of this game up on the site soon, because I just need to tell more people about this thing. It came out, I thought it came out this year, not that long ago maybe, but I've been sitting on it for a while, and I'm kind of disappointed that it did. It's a really good game. Go play TR49. This has been my audio blog review of TR49 in progress. It's really good. It's so good. If any of this sounds even remotely interesting to you, go chuck $7 at Inkle. They deserve the dollars to continue making these like really cool experiments and like really pushing like puzzle and mystery games forward in their own really unique kind of cool way. So go give this a try. I'm having a blast with it, and yeah, go check it out. TR49, TR-49. It's a cool computer, and it has you searching through databases. What else? Well, you didn't get to see me see the train, which is disappointing for all of us. I was running a little late, but I do have to go hop on this train, because now that I've talked about this game so much, it's time that I go play it. I need to play the video game. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good solid Thursday. It is sunshiny here, and there is no snow anymore. Frostpunk Friday will return tomorrow, perhaps. But yeah, have a good day. We'll talk to you later.